Hello, welcome to Biography TV. If you're new here, please subscribe and turn on the notification so you don't miss our next video. Biography of Joseph Oduho Haworu. Joseph Oduho Haworu was a South Sudanese who was very vocal and active in the struggle for independence from Sudan. He was a founding member of the Sudan People's Liberation Movement (SPLM). Born in Lobira in present-day Republic of South Sudan on the 15th of December 1927, he attended Catholic primary schools and then was at Rumbek Secondary School for his post-primary education. Joseph Oduho proceeded to Uganda where he earned a diploma in teaching in 1950. He later rose to become headmaster of a number of intermediate schools. In 1953, he began showing his activism and passion for governance when he led a protest against the national government. His grievance was the fact that there was no representation of South Sudan while talks were going on regarding their independence. When you are an activist in a country where the government is high-handed, you are bound to get some knocks now and then. It was therefore not a big surprise when in 1955 Oduho was arrested and sentenced to death over accusations of conspiracy. Fortunately, he was released in the general amnesty which was granted after Sudan's independence in 1956. His activism and boldness in challenging the government of the day made him popular among the people. So, when the first parliamentary elections after independence held, he got enough votes to be elected into the parliament. While in the House, he was very vocal about the need to have a true federal system and the need to drive development in the southern regions. When the army toppled the civilian government and seized power in 1958, Oduho was forced to flee the country. In 1963, while away on exile in Uganda, he and some of his associates launched the Anyanya movement in Kampala. The movement was a rebel military group comprised of people mostly from the southern region of Sudan. While on exile, he also co-authored a book with William Deng Niall titled The Problem of the Southern Sudan. The book was published in 1963 by Oxford University Press, London, United Kingdom. Joseph Oduho was a founding member of the Sudan African National Union in 1962 and was the union's first president. He urged for the independence of South Sudan, which was predominantly Christian and animist from the Muslim North. He was also the president of the Azania Liberation Front from 1965 to 1967. In 1972, after the Addis Ababa Agreement was signed, some level of autonomy was given to South Sudan. Though complete independence was what the people of the South wanted, being better than none, they accepted the new arrangement, which gave them some level of self-rule. Joseph Oduho was appointed into the Southern Executive as Minister of Housing in the Southern Regional Government. But after 3 years, he was arrested on accusations of plotting to break away from the North. 2 years later, in 1977, he was released after an amnesty declared by President Jafar Nimeri. That same year, he successfully contested and won a place in the parliament, becoming the Minister of Cooperative and Rural Development from 1978 to 1980. And Minister of Labor and Administrative Reforms from 1980 to 1982. In 1983, President Nimeri illegally dissolved the southern region, going back on the Addis Ababa Agreement of 1972. With this development, Oduho once again went on exile. While in exile, he helped establish the Sudan People's Liberation Movement (SPLM), the political arm of the Sudan People's Liberation Army (SPLA), which was under the command of John Garang. Oduho became the new party's chairman of Foreign Affairs Committee and John Garang was the chief of staff. Later, John Garang grabbed the leadership of the entire party. Once again, Oduho got into trouble, this time with John Garang, whom he was supposed to be on the same page with. Garang wanted to make the political arm play second fiddle to the military arm, but Oduho disagreed sharply with the idea. For that, he was detained for several years in different SPLA bases. He was released in 1992 to allow him go bury his late son, Kizito Omiluk Oduho, in his hometown of Lobira. It was the opportunity he needed to escape. He was smuggled by his loyalists and sympathizers to Uganda. From there, he was flown to Nairobi, Kenya, where he put together a conference with the aim of reuniting the many factions of the SPLM-A. All this only served to further anger John Garang, who opposed the entire plan. In March 1993, he flew to Congo in southern Sudan to meet with some rebel military leaders to discuss ways of developing a broad-based leadership for SPLM. Unfortunately, on the 27th of March, while the meeting was going on, the venue was attacked by the John Garang-led SPLM-A faction, and Oduho, along with some other persons in the meeting, was killed. Many in South Sudan had hoped that Joseph Oduho, being a respected statesman, would be able to unite the factions of the Sudan People's Liberation Movement, but their hopes were dashed with his shocking death. Joseph Oduho's dream was to see an independent South Sudan, free from the oppression and discrimination of the Muslim and Arab North. But he did not live long enough to see that happen, as that dream only came true in 2011, almost 2 decades after his death. What have we missed out of this biography of Oduho? Let's know in the comment section. Will it be ridiculous to subscribe to our channel? If no, please like this video, share, and subscribe to our channel.